Okay, that was unexpected. Today we are reviewing episode 25 of Digimon Ghost Game after last week's bedtime story. We kind of knew it was going to be a Vamdemon episode, but there was just so much more put into that episode than what was teased from the synopses. So let us be a reminder, when I do episode synopses videos, they rarely actually have spoilers in them.
Can you believe that?
And I probably only have one, and I mean one, tiny complaint. I kind of wish it wasn't First Riders, but we'll touch on that later. So the events of the episode, Vamdemon has this kind of corporate CEO business making lots of different things, miscellaneous food, perfumes, makeup, all surrounding the crimson red, the blood aesthetic, inviting lots of influencers to try these products, but instead he's actually turned them into vampires to build his vampire army, of which he is the king. And on this occasion he invites Ruli, but he does not anticipate the fact that she has a Digimon partner. So they do reconnaissance on the building as Ruli's having her meeting with what she doesn't realize is Vamdemon, and it turns out there's a whole court of vampires in this building, Matadamon, Sanglutmon, and the return of Dracumon. I guess anticlimactic for Dracumon, but he did appear like we thought. But Vamdemon is very cool, calm, collected, and calculating. He's very much like Dracula, and I like this very business-esque approach he has to every situation. He's not exactly a merciless killer. He looks for the potential in everybody to see if they're worthy of joining his empire. But when things come to a head, the court of vampires meet at the top of the building to confront Hiro and Kiyoshiro. They have this confrontation. Vamdemon easily overpowers both Testo Jellymon and Betel Gammamon. Vamdemon inquires repeatedly as to what Betel Gammamon actually is, and that Gammamon is interesting, something he's never seen before. Vamdemon somehow puts a kind of curse on Betel Gammamon where every time Betel Gammamon gets injured, Hiro feels the same pain, but despite this, Hiro pushes through the pain, wants to fight with Betel Gammamon, and thus, instead of triggering a Gammamon evolution, which it looked like was going to happen, instead it triggered Canoweissmon. Canoweissmon's debut happened so much earlier than what we expected. I guess it wasn't the most epic of proportions episode to have it in, but if anything that just confirms that you have a lot more planned for the future for later evolutions and other events. They weren't actually planning on dragging the perfect level that far out. It's fine, it's just unexpected, because for months on end people are anticipating some reconciliation with Gammamon, confronting Gammamon, merging all the different RGB Gammamon forms together to make Canoweissmon.
Psych!
Not really, they just kind of did it. It just kind of happened. I suppose because last time they were put in that situation, Hiro lashed out against Arukenimon, which made Gammamon, whereas in this occasion, Hiro was more focused on Betel Gammamon and working together, and both enduring the pain to defeat evil. And that's a cool idea. Canoweissmon's evolution sequence was great. It was fantastic. Obviously, I would have preferred a different OST to First Riders because you've had that for so many times now, and they delayed the perfect level so long, you thought, well, they're obviously going to play some different OST, a big major event in the plot, reconcile with Gammamon, but none of that. It doesn't make it bad, it just didn't meet our expectations because of what we've been building up in our heads, I feel. So when I was watching the episode, I wasn't like blown away. I was happy, but not blown away. I think because Canoweissmon really came out of left field today. I don't think anybody expected Canoweissmon today, but Vamdemon was a big enough threat. So Vamdemon was very impressive this episode. The fight between Vamdemon and Canoweissmon was short-lived. Vamdemon lives. So the problems in this episode were never really resolved. All the villains in question, bar Dracumon, escape. They unlock Canoweissmon, but I hope the purposes in bringing Canoweissmon here in this episode is to have another conflict with Vamdemon later. Week in, week out, Digimon fans say, look, we'd love to see this villain again, we want to see this villain again, but the only times it's really happened with Clockmon and Dracumon, for example, Clockmon just kind of became good and appears every now and again. Dracumon appeared how many episodes later? 22 episodes later, 22 weeks, in fact more, and he was just someone else's lackey and then got killed. So I honestly don't really expect Vamdemon to return as much as I would like him to return. I thought the episode was good, and I did really enjoy it. But now the question becomes, all these theories we had pertaining to Canoweissmon have now completely fallen down because Gammamon, that issue has not been resolved yet. The episode really left you with more questions than answers, and I think really playing the same OST for the champion level as the perfect level wasn't the best idea after 2020 when you had different OSTs for every level and beyond that. We even had a different OST for Omegamon, and they were all absolutely amazing. The episode for me was missing something. I'm not sure whether it's the episode's fault or our fault. Because it came out of nowhere, it destabilized some theories, and we didn't get that new OST. Canoweissmon was a little bit plain-faced throughout the fight, didn't really have the facial expressions. I don't know, I don't know. I actually can't explain to you what I thought was missing. The episode for me was just good. The horror stuff was just fine. Vamdemon, very cool. I much prefer this iteration of Vamdemon to the other previous incarnations. Very serious, to the point. So episode 25, what did you guys think about it? I'm honestly left way more confused as to the direction of Digimon Ghost Game after this episode, more than I can be happy that we have Canoweissmon now. Because you think Gammamon is the main plot of Ghost Game and there's something to do with unlocking Canoweissmon to becoming this holy, star-like, light Digimon and confronting the dark colorless Gammamon, but no, just Canoweissmon out of left field, there you go. And I guess we just keep on guessing and theorizing as to what actually is going on in Ghost Game. But everybody, of course, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll be reading them and hopefully talking to you guys later. Please like if you enjoyed this review, I'd really appreciate it. It helps people find my channel and this video. But most importantly, everybody, have a great Sunday and take care.